Coming up, Amazon and the NFL are expanding their partnership.
Money Talks as the WBBM Noon Business Hour continues.
Starting next year, there will be a Black Friday game in the NFL exclusively on Amazon. Also, the NBA has reimagined the league's app. Let's check in with Tim Hanlon, founder and CEO of the Vertere Group based in Chicago. Tim, thanks for joining us today. If you experience the NFL season, especially the Thursday night Amazon game, exclusively through the lens of Twitter and the cranks and misanthropes who spend the bulk of their time there, myself included, you would think that Amazon purchased a white elephant because a lot of the Thursday night games have been less than compelling. Is this a small sample size situation right now?
Yeah, some of this is I think people are not comfortable, Rob, with still the idea of having to find another outlet to find the game that's on. Where is it this time? I don't see it on my channels that I normally get. I got to get this Amazon Prime or Prime Video thing. I think that flushes itself out over time. Streaming, as we've talked about for eons, right, is the majority manner in which people watch or consume television these days, right? So it stands to reason that streaming will get more and more live sports. And Prime Video is basically, maybe even leading some of that mindset. You can quibble about the quality of the broadcasts. I think they've been actually quite stellar. The games have been relatively entertaining, and the broadcast teams and all that stuff. I mean, it's top-notch broadcast capability. But, adding another game where it's only exclusive to Prime Video, it's a little different now, right? It's not going to be on a CBS or a Fox that you're normally used to. I think that's just a sign of the times.
And on top of that, Amazon went entirely top shelf. They got Al Michaels, a literal living legend in sports broadcasting, to be the face and the voice of their NFL franchise. And the streaming numbers themselves are fairly healthy, especially when stacked up against some of the numbers put up by football games on broadcast television.
Yeah, and that's not really a surprise. And I think it's also folly to try to directly compare a linear broadcast television audience rating with that of streaming, because there's so many different elements that are different. They're not sort of apples to apples straight comparison. But look, when you layer in the two local team broadcasts on television, which is a quirk of the NFL contract, right, that if it's on streaming or if it's on NFL Network or some other harder to find outlet, it needs to at least be available for free over the air to the local audiences. When you add in the Prime Video audience of these games nationally with the two local broadcasts in those respective markets, it's relatively on par to where it was on either an NFL Network or on a Fox or on some other outlet on a Thursday night. So it's holding its own in terms of scale. There's no question about that.
NBA season starts this week. The league has reimagined their app. What does that mean as far as the portability of following the broadcast?
I experienced the app last night for myself, and I was blown away by how sophisticated it was. It incorporates all of the rights. So if you subscribe to the broadcast on NBA Game Pass or on any other system, it will be smart enough to recognize it. It offers multiple camera angles, and a lot of it is free. In addition to that, or despite that, they've really integrated a lot of great stuff like social media and statistics and all that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for a really good example of how pro sports is getting streaming and apps correct, look at the NBA's brand new app available literally today and tonight's game for the Bulls.
In the future, will broadcasts of teams be controlled entirely by the team itself? That is, the team is going to produce the broadcast for use on their proprietary app, or will it be done entirely through the league so the league makes the money?
I think that's an excellent question, maybe for another conversation, Rob. But yes, I think teams and leagues will both be more involved and owning of the experiences themselves over time.
Tim Hanlon, founder and CEO of the Vertere Group based in Chicago, thanks for joining us today.